Hi there, Dan from onlinebasscourses.com, and in this video I'm very quickly going to take you through some really essential theory concepts, and I'll very quickly show you some ideas that you can use, because there's no point learning any theory if you can't make music with it, and that's the point. You need to learn to make music with it. You can either write your own bass lines or improvise when you're with other musicians, or you can certainly understand music a little bit better if you understand some of these words, okay? And at first it's all complicated, but once you get under the skin of it, you realize it's actually quite simple. So we'll start off, this is the building block of everything, is a scale, and we'll do a C major scale. Now there are so many things we can do with this. I'll quickly play a bass line. And I'm making this up as we go along, but that's the point. If you understand how to play a scale and what it does, then you can do that. So that's a C major scale. Now from that, we can get what's called a triad. There were 8 notes in that scale. And if we number them, it helps to find the notes within it. So for a triad, I need the first, the third, and the fifth. The first is the first note, obviously, the third is the third, and the fifth is the fifth note. And we get a triad. Now I'm staying on the C here, but you can move triads around. And you can move notes around, so instead of playing that third on the D string, if I play it on the same string as my C, I can do a slide. Ignore that, that was something else, not a triad, but you get the picture. Triads are very common in bass lines. And I'm doing this demonstration in C major. You have minor versions of this as well, and it's the same principle. So we have a scale from which you get a triad, and then if you just add an octave to that triad, which is the 8th note of the scale, you get what's called an arpeggio. Good thing to work on your technique as well, especially here, because you need to use your little. And I'm using second, then and then little finger, I'm rolling. Or you can just move your finger straight across like. Now, when you play the notes of an arpeggio, or even a triad actually, together at the same time, the first, the third, and the fifth, you get a chord. It sounds a little muddy down. And you as a bass player probably won't be playing chords too much, but if you understand that a piano player or a guitarist is playing a chord, and that the notes of those chord is the first, third, and the fifth, well, those notes are going to sound great alongside that chord. So you know, if you like, the correct notes to play with a given chord. Now this is a C major chord we're doing here, and as I said before, there are different chord types, but for now we'll just stick to this. We have a major scale, you get a triad from that, an arpeggio, and a chord. Another way I'll show you to play a chord. Let's try this. Little tricky to do, but we'll give it a go. First finger on the 8th fret of the E string, third finger on the 10th fret, and then second finger on the 9th fret. Sorry, that third finger's on the A string. And then the second finger on the 9th fret of the G string. So we've got a root, the first note. Remember I said it's got to be the first, third, fifth. Well, it doesn't have to be, but that's generally what makes up a chord. We got the first there, that's the 5th note, and this second finger is on that 3rd note, but up the octave. And with my plucking hand, I'm going thumb, first finger, second finger, I'm just plucking them all at the same. You can play them also. So I really recommend that you understand what a scale is, what a triad is, arpeggio, and a chord, and how they interrelate. And to do that, you really need to be listening to lots of music, and you'll recognize these a lot. So I'm going to do a video coming up about intervals, which are notes that you can find within the scale. and that is a really good one to train your ear and strengthen your ear even further to hear and be able to play these bass lines. Okay, so if you like this video, please subscribe, comment, like the video, and yeah, stay in touch for the next one.